New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
Well, good evening to everyone across the United States and also around the world. It is time once again for another fun-filled, thrill-packed, and yes, guaranteed exciting edition of the Friday evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. I am the Reverend Michael Mangus, broadcasting this evening from the top secret bunker somewhere around Akron, Ohio, that is so top secret and has so much security around it that only one person knows where it's at. Everyone else, including Reverend Jeff Radcliff and my boss, the Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski, who I try to hide from as much as possible. They have no clue where the top secret bunker is located. Now, this week, I did receive my New Thought Media Network holiday bonus. It was a big package, but it was delivered somewhere else. And it wasn't delivered at the top secret bunker because Brzezinski thinks he knows where it's at, but he has no clue. Well, anyhow, hi there. Happy holy days to you. We do have a wonderful show for you this evening. And for those of you who would like to get in contact with me during the week, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. For those of you who would like to contact us this evening and be a part of the show, please feel free to leave comments either on Facebook or on YouTube. Let's see who's with us this evening. Hello there. Welcome. Welcome, Daniel. Good to see you this evening. $99 Apples says, hey. Well, hey there. Good to see you tonight. So the purpose of our get-together here is to get a very strong beverage, put another log in the fire, and to talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. And as I keep saying week after week, I want us all to have a new thought about what is going on in the world. And also that we, yes, you and I, can be a part of changing the world so that the world does work for everyone. And you do not have to agree with either myself or Jeff. But we want you to think here. And that we go ahead and give you the news in a very humorous manner. And because that we want you not only to take a look at it, but also to see the craziness that is going on here and to realize that we do have a way out. And the way out is, again, through our own personal power. Yes. Once again, from the great state of Tennessee, originally from the great state of West Virginia, we have divine science minister and co-host, the Reverend Jeff Radcliff, who always has an interesting take on the news. Reverend Jeff, good evening and happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. We spent some time on Divine Science Everywhere this afternoon talking about the metaphysics of the holidays that are coming up, Christmas. We mentioned Hanukkah, some of the other ancient cultures and winter holidays that have contributed to Christmas. So, yeah, it was good.
Well, wonderful. Well, I know why most of you have tuned in this evening. It's not because of the Fireside Chat.
No.
It is because of the award-winning Reverend Jeff's story of the week. Now, today,
gotta love the echo.
What now?
Gotta love the echo.
Well, let's see here. Let's see if I have it here in my sounds. Hold on here. Oh, here it is.
Reverend Jeff's story of the week.
No, it's not there.
That's not the right
Hold
one.
on.
Now here's Reverend Jeff Radcliff with the story of the week.
My stuff is not working this evening. The sound effects.
Yeah.
But anyhow, by the way, today was the holiday party at the expansive New Thought Media Network Complex. And that the party was great, from what I understand, because I wasn't there. I was busy doing show prep for this show. But they read over your story, Reverend Jeff, and their comment was this. Well, at least his last story of the week for this year is about hookers.
It is.
It's about hookers. Now, I didn't say that. It was the attorney who had a few.
Well, it was a holiday party. What can you say?
It was a holiday party. But yeah, it's so, and I didn't give it away. Do you notice how I did that?
That's good, because I would have to. Yeah, you keep telling people I don't know where the secret bunker is. I know exactly where the secret bunker is, and I will drive up there from Tennessee, and I will smack you around if you give away my secrets, my stories. Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
What is it? What is it they used to say? Beat you soundly about the head and shoulders.
Something about that.
Yeah.
Reverend Dr. Brzezinski, while down at the holiday party at Legal, did spin the wheel of F's.
Ooh, okay.
And he says you have up to 15 this week to be used at your discretion.
He keeps giving me all these F-bombs, and I don't feel the need to use quite that many. Of course, the day he says I can only have 2, or the day I'm going to feel like I really need to let loose.
You're going to need like 5.
Oh,
Listen. Okay, so before we get into some of the light holiday stuff here, it was hard for me to watch the news this week. I will admit that, with the Bondi Beach shooting in Australia, the Brown University killings, and by the way, the suspect shooter was found in a storage area after killing himself, and the murder of Rob and Michelle Reiner by their own son, and then If that wasn't enough, President Donald wrote his insane reaction to the murder of the Reiners and then yelled at the American people for 20 minutes this week with so many lies that most of the fact checkers just gave up after the count of 10. So this has been a wonderful, interesting way to start the holidays. So I'm not one of those to say, oh, the holidays are all great. Listen, the news really stunk this week. And I had to do that kind of balance between the news and meditation. Mm-hmm. It was interesting week. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
Well, I can't add anything to what you've said. It's been interesting. I feel like somebody put a Chinese curse on us. You know that old saying that may you live in interesting times?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's been like. Yeah.
Well, we really do want to wish everyone again a Merry Christmas. 6 days till Christmas here, and a holiday which I like better than Christmas, which is winter solstice, which is coming up here on Sunday. Now, I read an interesting article from, of all places, Vogue. Now, don't all those models, don't they look very Vogue-ish with their winter wraps on?
I guess. I don't read Vogue, so.
Well, I don't either, but I found this online. Anyhow, the winter solstice, when the sun reaches its farthest southern position and daylight is reduced to its shortest span, is one of the most profound turning points of the year. In 2025, it falls on December 21st in the Northern Hemisphere, marking the longest night of the year and the quiet beginning of the sun's return. And while the world hurtles towards holiday chaos, reclaiming your winter solstice with stillness and reflection, just as the world's ancient cultures did thousands of years ago, including the blazing Yule fire of Scandinavia, is suggested. These cultures understood that the darkest night isn't only about endings, but also about beginnings. And this year you can be inspired by ancient winter solstice traditions, or you can make up a few of your own, which include, you can craft a candle altar to guide the sun's return if you want. You can also create a digital vision board to honor the return of the light. You can also make your own celebratory nightcap ritual, which means adding 2 shots of booze rather than 1. And one I found pretty interesting is hang mistletoe above your bed to boost manifesting.
I read an article about mistletoe earlier today. Do you know the derivative of the word mistletoe?
Can we say it on the air?
Yeah, I can clean it up a little bit.
Okay.
But basically it comes from 2 words, which means bird poop. On a branch.
Bird poop?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mistle or the mist part is the excrement, and the other is the twig or the branch. So yeah, mistletoe means bird poop on a branch.
Well, mistletoe has been steeped in magic for centuries. The Druids from Celtic cultures considered it sacred.
No. Stop. Celtic.
What? Celtic.
Yeah, we're not playing basketball. Celtic.
Okay, Celtic. I can't say Celtic.
No.
Well, either one. Okay. Celtic cultures. Are you happy now?
The Scots-Irishman in me is finally happy with you.
Okay, good. It's a symbol of fertility, protection, and the ability to ward off evil spirits. So hanging it in the doorways for a kiss is the tradition that we all know, but try this instead. Suspend a sprig above your bed for a more private, intentional, manifesting ritual. And again, each night as you slip into bed, take a moment to appreciate the mistletoe. And you, by naming one thing that you're grateful for and one desire that you would like to experience.
As long as that's not a bird flying overhead and dropping a little bomb.
Right. Are you okay with that?
I suppose. You know that mistletoe is actually a parasitic plant.
It is.
It grows on these other trees. Yeah. It's got no roots of its own except for what the other tree provides. And when the Druids harvested it, one of the Druids would actually climb up into the tree and harvest it with a golden sickle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I know that you like this holiday coming up on the 23rd, Festivus. And
gotta have some for the rest of us, I mean, say.
Yeah, that's right, from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
The non-commercial holiday celebration occurs on December 23rd and includes a Festivus dinner, an unadorned aluminum Festivus pole, practices such as the airing of grievances and feats of strength. And so I asked a chat GPT today to mock up what a Festivus pole would look like in Washington, D.C., so that we can all air our grievances.
Oh.
What do you think?
Keep your Festivus pole inside, people, because if you put it outside in the cold, it's going to shrink.
Is that okay?
You remember the shrinkage episode, right?
Reverend Radcliff.
It beats saying the word fuck, all right? Legal.
That's one.
Okay. I've got 14 more.
Well, let's see if this works here. And now the news.
All right, go ahead.
And now from the Sin Network, the Spiritual Information Network, this is your reporter reporting. Oh, gosh. Do we have to report on this stuff this week? 5 days after an extensive manhunt began, law enforcement closed in on the Brown University shooting suspect after the emergence of apparent ties between the attack on Saturday at the Providence, Rhode Island school and the killing 2 days later of an MIT professor at his Massachusetts home. Tonight, our Providence neighbors can finally breathe a little easier. Providence Mayor Brett Smiley said at a news conference late on Thursday, where officials identified the suspect as 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente, who's a former Brown University student and a Portuguese national with no criminal record in the U.S. Authorities believe that he did act alone. The MIT professor that he fatally shot at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts, was also a Portuguese national, and the FBI Special Agent Ted Dock said on Thursday evening authorities believe that the two men attended school in Lisbon at the same time. At a separate news conference on Thursday, U.S. Attorney for the District of Massachusetts, Leigh Foley, says Neves Valente and the professor attended the same academic program in Portugal between 1995 and 2000. So it's good that the students and also the community of Providence, they can breathe a little easier this evening. But it sounds like to me, and I just wanted to get your comment on this, Jeff, it sounds like the shooter was on a vengeance tour. What do you think?
It's kind of hard to say. Did they know each other? Maybe
They
not.
did.
Oh, they did.
Yes,
sure?
they did.
Okay. who it's people who do crimes like this are not always in the right mind. So it's kind of hard to read what his motive might have been, especially if he didn't leave any kind of, evidence of what it could have been. But I might have missed something. I will admit that I did not follow this story all that closely. But wasn't there a student's father who was originally arrested for this crime? Okay. And
Right,
what
but
happened with that? He did not do it. They let him go?
from what I understand, yes.
Okay. My question then becomes, how can you make that big a mistake?
You have when you have an investigation like that, you're getting a lot of again, this is just my speculation. You're getting a lot of information from a lot of different people. And so how they found the shooter was that they went ahead and they kept following the leads, and they found out that he rented a car to go to Brookline to shoot his fellow student. So,
and there was a video of him, correct? At some
yes.
point?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Weird stuff happens around the holidays. It never fails. And I'm not sure what that's all about.
Well, my thought on this is that, two wrongs don't make a right. I mean, yours truly was bullied and teased and abused and just tortured when he was growing up. And for me, freedom has been by forgiving, by letting go of everyone, enemies, ex-lovers, ex-classmates. For me, that's been the way to freedom. Not doing one of these vengeance tours and going up and shooting up a school or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
you stop and think about it. You're carrying this bitterness with you all your life, and then you finally decide to act out on it. There's no closure there. There's no way to get past that. You've cemented yourself into that mindset for eternity. And if reincarnation is a thing, you done fucked yourself up. So, your way is a better way to go.
Yeah. Well, we want to I know that this is kind of out of the news now, but we do want to remember the individuals at the survivors and also those who were killed at Bondi Beach last weekend. The authorities say that it was a terrorist attack inspired by an Islamic State group. A mass shooting in which 15 people were killed during a Hanukkah celebration at Sydney's Bondi Beach was a terrorist attack inspired by an Islamic State. From what authorities know is that the father and son, age 50 and 24, spent time in the Philippines before coming back to Australia. What they did there, they're not sure of. But anyhow, the authorities say that the older man, who state officials name as Sajid Akram, was shot dead, and his son is now being treated in the hospital. A news conference by political and law enforcement leaders on Tuesday was the first time that officials confirmed their beliefs about the suspect's ideology. Also, Indian police said that the older suspect was originally from a southern city in India and held an Indian passport. There are 25 people still being treated in hospital after Sunday's massacre, 10 of them in critical condition. 3 of them are patients in Children's Hospital. One of them was a Muslim man by the name of Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who was captured on video tackling and disarming one assailant. He then got shot in the arm a couple of times before pointing the man's weapon at him and then setting it on the ground. You know, it's just this week has just been beyond belief. Just very sad of the tragedies and the things that have been happening right before Christmas and also New Year's. And, you know, the one thing that I noticed, though, is the world continues to celebrate Hanukkah, and that the light wins over the darkness. That is, again, that's been proven again over the millennia. So our prayers are with the whole Jewish community that, again, that this hatred and violence just stops. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
Well, first of all, tell me that you don't listen to NPR without telling me you don't listen to NPR. Because NPR did a story on this same thing from the Philippines. And they wanted to know what these guys could have been doing over in the Philippines. And the expert that they talked to in the Philippines who deals with domestic terrorism said, well, they couldn't have done much because the crime gangs and the crime people in the Philippines are very closed off. They aren't open to everybody. You know, so you can't go over there and get training in terroristic tactics like you could if you went to someplace in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, basically, he thought that they wasted their time in the Philippines if they thought that they were going to come over and see, you know, and find ways and be taught ways to, you know, do, you know, for lack of a better word, shenanigans over in this country. So,
well, the next segment before we go to break is now it's time for what in the HE double toothpicks did Trump do this week? So after the brutal murder of their son, this was the Donald's reaction on Truth Social. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, and together with his wife, Michelle. Reportedly, due to the anger that he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with the mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession with DT, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectation of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. And you tell me people still support him?
isn't that funky? I mean, seriously? He talks about Trump derangement syndrome when every MAGA supporter is eaten up with Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, so they had
Trump has it. He's walking around like he knows what's going on in the world. His dementia is becoming more painfully aware. We're painfully aware of that. It's becoming apparent. Add to that the mental illness of narcissistic personality disorder and whatever else the hell he's got going on. This man's a frickin' train wreck. And the people who are idolizing him are the ones with pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, Michael. The people who support him are just totally off the rails. Fortunately, those people are becoming fewer and fewer because we're finally starting to see some of these MAGA people wake up to the fact that Trump's nuts.
Story number 2 in the what the hell is going on with Trump this week. President DT delivered a rare 20-minute primetime speech from the White House on Wednesday evening. Here are the takeaways from the address. It's all Biden all the time from here on out. It's all his fault.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
The story was that the speech was closer to what his advisors seemed to want, but it was hardly compelling because he was yelling at all of us here. Now, look at that scowl on his face. Does that look Christmassy?
He's trying to act like he's tough, and it's not playing really well.
And it was a characteristic factual mess. Because again, the fact checkers just went ahead and after a while just went ahead and says, this is crazy. And they threw their computers in the air and said, yeah, this is all fake news. And also that Trump's speech about nothing betrayed the White House concerns. Very little of what Trump said was newsworthy, and indeed much of it would be completely familiar to anyone who watched him speak off the cuff in the Oval Office or watched his rallies. But story number three, Kennedy Center gets new signage bearing Trump's name. New signage was installed on Friday at the Washington, D.C. Performing Arts Center on Friday to include President Donald Trump's name. And it comes after the institution's board of trustees voted a day earlier to rename the facility to honor the president. Listen, they planned this long before that to get the signage. All right.
Have you seen the news stories from a couple of the representatives and senators who are on the board of the Kennedy Center who said that they were not allowed to voice opposition to the renaming of the center? I guess they did it by like a Zoom call or whatever. And every time the one woman tried to vocalize her opinion, they muted her. And they just ignored her, and
Well, so the center is now named the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. Now, I thought, and I saw earlier in the news, that it is law that the Performing Arts Center be named the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. Mm-hmm. Your comments, Reverend Jeff.
Yeah. To rename this without going through Congress is illegal. And so, this is all just a tempest in a teapot. This is another one of those throw stuff out there to see what sticks. Meanwhile, I'm doing this over here and trying to distract you with this over here. All we know for sure is that everything that Trump accuses the Democrats of,
right,
is what he's guilty of doing. And so he's trying to throw all this stuff at us to distract us while he's getting ready to invade Venezuela, basically.
Well, I think also we didn't even get into it about the Epstein files. The Department of Justice only gave parts of it over. Mm-hmm. They said, we'll give you more in a few weeks. And again, it was the law that everything was supposed to be released today.
Yeah. Well, that's just another way that he's thumbing his nose at the United States, at its laws. He talks about being the law and order guy and whatnot. No, not at all.
Well,
But
ladies and gentlemen.
there's a bright spot in this if you want to look at it that way.
Okay.
Did you hear what was going on with Erica Kirk?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, she went ahead and endorsed JD Vance.
Why would she do that 3 years before the election if they weren't planning on getting Trump's ass the hell out of there? I'm thinking that somewhere behind the scenes, some cooler heads are prevailing, and they're planning on getting Trump out. The only thing is, they were going to put
JD
Vance
Vance is
in
not
there.
going to be any better.
No. So, yeah. I mean, what's up with that?
I don't know, but I know that this is the Friday evening fireside chat with you and I here on the New Thought Media Network. And next, right after the quick break, it's Reverend Jeff's story of the week, where he talks about hookers.
Yeehaw, baby. Yeehaw. Hey, if Jesus could eat with him, so could I.
Okay. All right. Well, again, he will explain more about that after the break.
This is a good story, folks. You're gonna like this one.
Yeah, I think you'll really like the story. Okay. Well, anyhow, hi there. And coming up this Sunday at Summit CSL, we will have a wonderful program for you. It's a holiday concert this Sunday. So if you'd like more information, go to summitcsl.org. There you will find the Zoom link. Please join us. We have a great concert for you with our talented musicians, John Miller and also Tim Morrow. And that is this week. Go to summitcsl.org for more information. Okay. We will be back in just a moment with more Fireside Chat. This is the New Thought Media Network on a Friday evening, and we will be right back right after this.
What would Louise say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Well, okay. I'm assuming Reverend Michael is having technical difficulties.
Well, I was.
Well, there you are. Oh, there you are. I still see you, a little black screen with this little swirly thing.
Yeah, well, we gotta just we gotta get rid of that.
I was trying to figure out how I was supposed to take the helm on this thing when I don't have my music or anything. So
I know. Well, anyhow, sorry about that, folks. I mean, it's just this they updated StreamYard this week, and it's been just interesting learning it all over again.
Everybody knows, and I've been saying it for weeks now, I'm working with amateurs here. Gosh, I know. Look at that disapproving look.
I'm sorry. Well, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, Listen, this will take away all of your disappointment. And I don't know. Just give me a second here. Let me see if I can get your slides back. Hold on here.
Okay.
We should be able to get your slides back. What now?
Get my slides back. They're necessary.
Well, I know that they are, and so that's why we're trying to do that, because for some reason they disappeared. Because I know that you need them for this.
Yeah, what you need to do before the show is to reboot your computer.
Do you think so?
Probably.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here for your viewing enjoyment.
Oh, Lord.
We have this evening Reverend Jeff's story of the week. And here he is from his Tennessee studios, the Reverend Jeff Radcliff.
So you can't get my music. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just, dude, yeah. Listen.
Okay.
You're lucky I'm getting your slides here. Okay.
Okay. Just get them in the right order. That's all I ask.
Well,
because I have to tell these people about this group of hookers in Goa, India.
Okay.
Well, they're called the Crochet Connection. You got the wrong freaking slide up. I'm telling you right now, you got the wrong slide up. I knew you were going to do that. That's not the right one. That's the one.
Okay.
Oh, help me, Lord.
Go ahead, please.
Anyway, these are a group of intergenerational women who have used crocheting to help knit a community together. See what I did there? Crochet, knit, yeah.
Hookers.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
Now there are three organizers. There's Sheena Pereira, Sharmila Majumdar, and Sophie Shivaraman. Okay,
that's good.
Okay, none of, and now here's the thing. If you look at Sheena Pereira, for those of you in the know, Pereira is not an Indian name. It is a Portuguese name, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But before these three women got together with a group of 25 women, nobody had met each other before. Now, Sheena's surname is Portuguese because Goa was once a Portuguese colony, and the art of crochet was brought to Goa in the 15th century as a Portuguese import. It didn't start with Portugal, but Portugal, brought it in. So what they wanted to do was make a Christmas tree. It was the brainchild of Sheena, for one, because she said that they didn't need any more fake plastic Christmas trees. So they wanted to do something different, something a little more sustainable. So they decided to crochet a Christmas tree. And it was to help. Crocheting, I guess, had started to die out in Goa, and they wanted to bring it back. And also they wanted to feature the women's labor. So this Christmas tree that you showed just a little bit ago has over 1,000 individually crocheted squares.
Are you kidding?
The group originally, yeah, I know, isn't that wild? The group originally started back during COVID, and then for this project, they wanted to take it offline with in-person meetups. So they began in August. They started out with a Zoom meeting, and then they decided to take it local, in person. They couldn't give an estimate on how big the tree was going to be, how it was going to be shaped, how long it was going to take to finish. So they just decided to start. So here you've got 25 women, 50 skilled hands at doing their needlework. And as the weeks turned into months, the tree began to take shape. They met at Sharmila's house in Goa. They had tea, they had coffee, they had music and conversation while they all crocheted squares for this Christmas tree. And things really got rolling when a local civil engineer decided to weld a conical Christmas tree frame. Go back to the pick number 2. Yeah, You can see the frame right there that he made for them. He donated that, and he even transported it to them and didn't charge them anything for it.
Cool.
So once they had the tree frame, they had something to tie these. At that time, was about 800 handcrafted squares, and it ended up growing to be more than 1,000. The Museum of Goa is hosting the project. The squares that they had been creating were too small to like actually make a big difference on that, so they began to take apart their own old projects, things that they didn't like anymore, things that they wanted to, they just unraveled everything and then just started making other squares, and then they put them all together. And if you go back to pick number 5, they it shows all these different squares, and you'll see shades of pink and orange and everything. Sophie said that there's no factory made decorations, it's what they already had. And so that is what they decided to do. And that tree resides now in the museum in Goa, and it can be seen for the holiday season.
How nice.
How cool is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Reverend Jeff's story of the week about hookers.
Yep. There you go.
Women who crochet.
Yes.
They call themselves
The crochet. Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Yes, that's truly artwork, and also it shows what can happen when you have people come together, the community come together.
Yeah. And if you notice, if you pull up the picture of the big Christmas tree, there's a close up of it. You'll notice that there are some spaces on it that are kind of like left blank. You can kind of see it in that one, but it's more in another one.
In another picture?
In another picture, yeah.
Okay.
But if you look closely, though, you can see, and you can see this one too. There are some really, really colorful, intricate patterns, and then there are some that are just like squares that are just plain colored. There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
It almost reminds me of like Christmas ornaments, like the bulbs on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
That are strategically placed throughout the tree. I think it's very artistic.
I think they did a very nice job on that.
They did an awesome job.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, that was Reverend Jeff's story of the week. All right. And now it's time for our final story.
Wow.
Thank goodness.
Already?
Yeah. We're going to end on time tonight.
Okay.
Because I have no idea what else StreamYard's going to do tonight.
Yeah, well, there is that. And and I'm not giving Red Doc any additional time. I mean, he missed me with any kind of bonus or whatever. So I'm just like, I'm not giving him any extra. So.
Oh, you're not going to give him any extra time because he did not ship your bonus to you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Well, you didn't go to the Christmas party.
Neither did you.
Well, I went online. Okay, they had
whatever, and he misdelivered it. What does that tell you? Oh my goodness!
It tells me he doesn't know where the.
It tells me he doesn't know where the concrete bunker is. That's for sure. Okay. All right, let's get on.
All right, are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Okay. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We will stop sharing, and we will get out of that.
Oh,
and
they wonder
tell you what now?
And you wonder why I drink.
No, you don't know. It's not because, listen, I told Robert if he wanted to have me to have a producer here, I would go ahead and I would gladly stop self-producing my show here. Here you go.
Yeah, we should get Bishop Robert to do this for you. That'd be good.
Would Bishop Robert from the earlier show, would he do it for me?
Probably not, because he's like really busy with all these other projects, so he probably wouldn't be able to. But it's nice.
Well,
yeah.
NORAD celebrates 70 years of tracking Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
And this Christmas season marked 7 decades of the North American Aerospace Defense Command tracking Santa Claus on radar as he flies his reindeer-powered sleigh across the globe. NORAD tracks Santa, but only Santa knows his route, which means that we cannot predict where and when he will arrive at your house, said a senior NORAD official. Fighter pilots have intercepted Santa many times over the years. And when they do, the pilots tip their wings in greetings and often take photos, the officials say. In other words, they don't blow Santa Claus out of the sky.
That's because Santa Claus doesn't go anywhere near the USSR. Just saying.
Well, NORAD has Santa cams in space that take video of him flying. And these videos, they do appear during the evening on Santa NORAD. NORAD Santa Operations Center is fully functional the day of September 24th, starting at 6 o'clock Eastern. Children can call to talk directly to a Santa tracker who will be able to tell callers his correct location. And operators are available till midnight. And more than 1,000.
I'm surprised that the powers that be haven't pulled funding for that. And I'll leave
Oh
it.
no, I mean, well, okay, I mean, you're going to cause a lot of problems if you
No, I'm
take Santa
not.
Claus out.
No, the man in the Oval Office is causing all these issues here, and all the funding and stuff. I'm just kind of surprised that they didn't let Doge take out that kind of funding, because I mean, it is what it is.
Well, this is more than 1,000 Canadian and American uniformed personnel, War Department civilians, and local participants at the Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs, where NORAD is located. They volunteered their time for Christmas Eve to answer the hundreds of thousands of phone calls from all the little kiddies around the world wondering, where is Santa Claus? And Santa, for those of you who need to know, Santa Claus is currently at the North Pole, where he lives with Mrs. Claus and the elves, who make toys and take care of the reindeer year-round. Each year on December 24th, Santa Claus and his reindeer launch from the North Pole very early in the morning for their famous trip around the world. The minute they launch, NORAD starts to track him so they don't send missiles after him. NORAD's predecessor, the Continental Air Defense Command, began tracking Santa Claus in 1955 when they went ahead and they put in the local paper a phone number to talk to Santa, and really it was a secret phone number for the missile silo. And so the officer on duty went ahead and says hello, Santa Claus. And some little girl said that. And so you played along. NORAD took over in 1958, and you can track Santa Claus online by downloading the app or by going to noradsanta.org. noradsanta.org.
Oh, it's times like this that I am so very grateful that I am a New Thought metaphysician.
Why?
because the thoughts that I think, sometimes I'm thinking, if there was really such a place as hell that we believed in,
Right.
I'd be on my way there in a handbasket in a heartbeat. Because
Now,
you know
how could
what?
you think negative thoughts about Santa Claus?
No, I was flashing back on an episode of The Golden Girls where Blanche is talking about nothing inflames her more than the sight of a man in red flannel and patent leather jack boots,
Okay.
as in Santa Claus.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate. Yeah.
Well, I have to write my report to home office
Oh Lord, I'm screwed.
and then turn it in
Well,
and
yeah.
and then apply for ordination panels
Mhm.
in May
Right. You
to
better hope
be
the guilt by
paneled during the
association
summer.
is. Yeah, you better hope the guilt by association is not going to screw you up.
The what now?
You better hope the guilt by association is not going to screw
Oh,
you up.
well, hopefully they'll know about you. Well, any final comments, Reverend Jeff?
Through all this craziness, we have got to remember that no matter what it looks like, all is well, because there is such a thing called divine order, and it comes from the omnipresence of spirit that moves through each and every one of us. And although some of us express in kind of questionable ways our divinity, we are all still the children of spirit, the children of God, and in the end, it's all going to be okay, no matter what it looks like. So don't lose hope. We make fun of some of the crap that we see out there going on. There are a lot of people I've seen on social media that are in despair, are utter depression over what's happening. And I'm saying, don't do that, because no matter what, it's okay. We can have a new thought. We can change our focus. We can change our perspective, and we can begin again.
Emmanuel, God is with us. And again, that's the magic of the season, is that again, that the light is returning.
Yeah.
That's what the ancients knew about this time of year.
And the
so
great part
again,
about it is the light is not returning so much as we are just becoming more aware of it, because that light has never left us.
It's never left us. And that, again, it celebrates again the physical return of the light.
Yeah.
So it always reminds us, yes, you're right. It always reminds us that the light is there. But again, that it's said that when the earth is in trouble, that there's usually a great avatar that's sent, and that great avatar 2,000 years ago was Jesus. And so that, Emmanuel, God is with us, to remind us again of that light. So, all right, Reverend Jeff, happy holy days to you.
Happy holidays to you as well.
We're not going to be here next week.
No.
So you can eat all your leftovers.
I thought to myself, I had my Christmas menu planned out, and then I thought my Christmas menu is turkey. I just had turkey for Thanksgiving. So I think what I'm going to do, I haven't decided yet. It's going to be lamb. Whether
it's going to be lamb.
It's going to be either a lamb stew or shepherd's pie. So I haven't decided yet.
And what is Lily getting?
Lily's getting squat.
Why?
Because lately she's been crutching too much on the people food and not enough on her own food, and I don't want her to get sick.
Oh,
she might get a taste of the lamb.
So Tim this evening, he said he forgot.
Yep. Well, Tim's a great guy. He's busy.
Now he likes the Cavs. He likes the Cleveland Cavaliers, so he watches them when they are live. So I don't know. Maybe the Cavs were playing this evening, and he said he will watch the replay. Hopefully.
All right, Tim.
Yes, you will watch the replay. Well, happy holidays to you, sir. And May 2026 be your best year yet.
We'll plan on it.
Okay, good deal. And it's time for us to go here. And again, remember that we are here with you and for you. That if you feel that you don't have any family, that's not true. You have your family here at New Thought Media Network. And so again, get in contact with us, info@ntmedia.org or prayer@ntmedia.org. On behalf of all of us here at your New Thought Media Network, I'm Reverend Michael, and we will see you here on these same stations. We will see you here in a couple of weeks.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.